Why is it so big?
So it doesn't melt. It's actually really interesting how they do it. It's this one company out in Boston that... Oh! Oh! That went south so fast! Oh! The American West is a terrible place in time. Everything out here that's not you wants to kill you. Angry drunk people, hungry animals, outlaws. Oh, the fucking doctor.
I couldn't save her.
She had a splinter. Doc, what the hell were you supposed to do?
Somebody in this town is going to die.
Oh my God, somebody's gonna get fucked up.
A million ways to die in the West.
Maybe the frontier's not so bad after all.
Hey, it's a sweet young couple. Can I interest you folks in a miracle cure?
Holy shit!
Well, I guess I'll have to wait 2 more years to see that movie. I guess until then I'll just watch a movie that my parents are actually okay with me watching. How about the 3rd Harry Potter movie? So we start off at the Dursleys' house once again in the middle of the night where Harry... Now wait a minute! I thought Harry wasn't supposed to be doing magic outside of school. Why isn't he getting expelled right now? And for that matter, what spell is he using? Lumos Maximus?
Lumos Maxima.
What's the point of a spell that only lights your wand for a few seconds? I mean, why not just use Lumos and then take it out whenever you want? Imagine if you had a flashlight that only worked for 2 seconds at a time. Pretty stupid, right? But anyways, the next morning, the house is busy with Aunt Marge coming over to visit. Oh my gosh, look, it's raining in England. I think this is the first time in any of the movies so far where it's actually rained in England. But as Aunt Marge starts discussing Harry's parents at dinner, Harry begins to get more and more upset, resulting in him causing her to float up into the sky. Afterwards, he angrily storms up to his room and looks at this random picture of his parents that he has in his room. Where did Harry get that picture of his parents? First it's a random picture of him and his friends, and now it's some random picture of his parents? It never explains where he got that, but Harry is rescued from the danger of the streets by the night bus, a purple triple-decker bus that takes people around wherever they want. They drive around for a while like crazy people, where not only once but twice we have to witness the classic hitting face on the glass and slowly sliding down cliche. But after his ride on the night bus, Harry safely arrives at the leaky cauldron. The next morning, Harry is looking through some of his new school books where he comes across the Monster Book of Monsters, which for some strange reason we're supposed to be scared of. Oh, that's so cute! But Harry also meets up with Ron and Hermione.
Egypt. What's it like? Brilliant. Loads of old stuff like mummies, tombs. Even Scabbers enjoyed himself.
Yeah, the best part were those giant parties that people threw in the middle of the streets at 3 o'clock in the morning. So everyone gets on the Hogwarts Express, and our 3 heroes sit next to the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, Professor Lupin. And is it just me, or is the reason Lupin is sleeping is because he's drunk off of vodka? However, the train is almost at Hogwarts, but stops due to the Dementors on the train, looking for Sirius Black, a deranged psychopath murderer who's escaped from Azkaban prison to seemingly find and kill Harry. Now, I really love the Dementors. Personally, they're the best parts of the movie, but I do have to admit that they're probably the biggest Black Rider ripoff ever. But the evilness of the Dementors is too much for Harry, and he passes out to the sound of his mother's final scream before being murdered by Voldemort. Wait, that was his mom's scream? That doesn't even sound human. But the students arrive at Hogwarts where for some reason there's a choir singing to them while they eat dinner. And what's with these frogs? Why are they holding giant frogs while they sing? And speaking of singing, I can't even discern what they're supposed to be saying. we see the new and improved Professor Dumbledore, who is now played by Michael Gambon.
Now, I'd like to say a few words before we all become too befuddled by our excellent feast.
As you can see, I got some work done over the summer, but if we all just ignore, we'll all get along together just fine.
Potter, is it true you fainted? I mean, you actually fainted. Shove off, Malfoy. How did he find out?
Hey, that's a good question, Harry. How did Draco find out about the Dementors? Seriously. The only people who witnessed the Dementor attack was Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Lupin. Unless Harry's friends and teacher hate him, there's no way Draco could have found out. Later that night, though, we do experience, as far as I know, the only drug use scene in a PG movie. Anyways, the next day, classes begin, and Harry and Ron go to divination class taught by Professor Trelawney.
Hello, I am Professor Trelawney. Together we shall cast ourselves into the future. Please take the cup of the person sitting opposite you. Oh, your aura is pulsing, dear. Are you in the beyond? I think you are. The truth lies buried like a sentence deep within a book, waiting to be read. But first, you must broaden your minds. First, you must look beyond.
Oh, wow, I had no idea my old English teacher used to teach at Hogwarts.
Yeah, well, Harry's got sort of a wonky cross. That's trials and suffering. And that there could be the sun, and that's happiness. So, you're gonna suffer, but you're gonna be happy about it.
So, you're going to be an Algalagnic? But seriously, folks, after that we go to Care of Magical Creatures class, now taught by Hagrid.
Don't be such a wimp, Longbottom.
Yeah, that book is obviously not real, and therefore obviously not trying to kill him. After teaching the kids about hippogriffs a little bit, Hagrid lets Harry ride Buckbeak the hippogriff. Oh look, I think this is the same lake Sandra Bullock made her crash landing at the end of Gravity. Anyways, we go to yet another class, now taught by Professor Lupin, who I guess is now over his hangover.
Would anyone like to venture a guess as to what is inside?
That's a boggart, that is.
No, it's just Jake and Lady Rainicorn playing 7 Minutes in Heaven. But Lupin teaches all the kids a spell that will help repel a boggart.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Very good. A little louder. Very clear. Listen. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
This class is ridiculous.
That joke is ridiculous. But is it just me, or is this swinging clock thing right in front of the main entrance to the school extremely dangerous? But later that night, we find out that Sirius Black himself has been seen in the castle. Dumbledore orders all the kids to sleep on the floor of the Great Hall while the rest of the school is being searched. Harry is wide awake, though, and who wouldn't be, what with the teachers not even bothering to whisper while they talk in a room full of 5,000 sleeping kids?
What about Potter? Should he be warned?
Perhaps, but for now, let him sleep.
For in dreams we enter a world that's entirely our own. Let them swim in the deepest ocean or glide over the highest cloud.
Silly Dumbledore. Harry already did those things on the first night of school.
Oh, don't try one of them. Oh, no. Oh, look at this. Look at his face.
The next morning, everyone goes to Defense Against the Dark Arts class, which for some reason is now being taught by Professor Snape. The result is quite possibly one of the best scenes in cinematic history.
Turn to page 394.
And the Oscar goes to Alan Rickman.
Thank you, Mr. Malfoy. That is the second time you've spoken out of turn, Miss Granger. Are you incapable of restraining yourself, or do you take pride in being an insufferable know-it-all?
But seriously though, after that piece of genius, we cut to a Quidditch game. I mean, you'd think they'd have postponed the game at this point, but I guess nothing stops these kids from playing Quidditch. I mean, look, this weather's so bad it's killed Mary Poppins. And this guy.
That guy's dead.
But we cut to winter, where Harry is jealous that all of his friends get to go on a little field trip to the village of Hogsmeade, and he can't. Fred and George, though, decide to give Harry something really important. If you watch this scene with the right mindset, though, you will quickly realize that this scene is the most amazing political metaphor you've ever seen.
Hang on. This is Hogwarts. And that... no. Is that really...
Dumbledore. In his study, pacing, does that a lot.
So you mean this map shows...
Everyone.
everyone?
Everyone. Where they are, what they're doing every minute of every day.
Brilliant.
But Harry uses the Marauder's map to sneak around Hogsmeade and pretty cruelly steals a lollipop from Neville. I guess Neville will never question that his lollipop just floated away from him. And I guess nobody on the streets will notice that a lollipop floating in midair is eating itself. But Harry hears some teachers talking about him, and he follows them inside to spy on their conversation.
Sirius Black may not have put his hands to the Potters, but he's the reason they're dead.
And now he wants to finish what he started.
I don't believe it.
Oh, that's not the worst of it.
No.
What could be worse?
Yes. Sirius Black was and remains to this day Harry Potter's godfather.
Oh, misty eye of the mountain below.
But seriously, after learning the horrible truth, he storms into the forest and is joined by Ron and Hermione. Other rock, Hermione. Speaking of Hermione, I'm pretty sure that Professor Trelawney should go to jail for this next scene.
From the first moment you stepped foot in my class, I sensed that you did not possess the proper spirit for the noble art of divination. No, you see, you may be young in years, but the heart that beats beneath your bosom is as shriveled as an old maid's.
So later, Harry and his friends head down to Hagrid's hut. After Buckbeak attacked Draco Malfoy in one scene, the poor hippogriff has been sentenced to death and is to be killed tonight. But Hagrid kicks them out as they watch the execution from the top of the hill. But a big black dog comes out of nowhere and grabs Ron and his pet rat Scabbers and drags him below the Whomping Willow. Harry and Hermione chase after him, resulting in a fight scene between them and a tree. Oh wow, nice cartoon physics. Why don't you add a little sound effect while you're at it? But Harry and Hermione make it through the tunnel underneath the tree and find Ron, not to mention. And that door completely inexplicably closed when the camera panned up to Sirius Black. Harry's really mad now.
Are you going to kill me, Harry?
No, he's not going to kill you. He won't learn Avada Kedavra until next year. Lupin shows up too, and we see that he and Sirius Black are friends. Snape is here now too.
Expelliarmus! Harry, what did you just do?
You attacked a teacher.
Yeah, again, every public school in America. But Lupin and Sirius tell Harry the truth.
Pettigrew's alive, and he's right there.
Hey, it's mental.
Not used. You're fracked.
Scabbers! Leave him alone! Get off him! What are you doing? Tell him!
So now why did Pettigrew turn into a human just then? Why not change it to an elephant or something and squish them all? But after some talking, Harry decides to let Pettigrew live, but will give him to the Dementors. Later in the hospital wing, Pettigrew has escaped, and Sirius is awaiting death from the Dementors.
Listen, Harry, they've captured Sirius. Any minute, the Dementors are going to perform the kiss.
You mean they're going to kill him?
No, it's worse. Much worse. They're going to suck out his soul.
Yeah, Hermione, that's what killing someone is. Dumbledore also shows up.
A child's voice, however honest and true, is meaningless to those who've forgotten how to listen.
Okay, Michael Gambon, you are the only Dumbledore that I will ever love. But Harry discovers Hermione's secret. She's been using a time turn to travel back in time and attend all the classes Hogwarts has to offer. Now that the two are back 3 hours, for some reason they're at the top of the building and begin to run down. The camera then pans through the gears of the bell tower clock, and Harry and Hermione are instantly at the bottom of the building. How did they do that? Is the clock supposed to represent passing through time or something? I guess this was his practice metaphor before his obvious rebirth metaphor in Gravity. But Harry and Hermione have to get out of the way before their past selves are seen.
Harry, you're in Hagrid's hut now. If you just go bursting in, you'll think you've gone mad. Awful things happen to wizards who meddle with time, Harry.
Yeah, the universe has already imploded on itself and started over from the beginning 3 times already. So Harry and Hermione free Buckbeak from execution and wait for their past selves to come out from below the Whomping Willow and distract the werewolf from killing them all. He almost finds Harry and Hermione, but luckily Buckbeak comes to save the day.
Oh, Professor Lupin's having a really tough night.
Ironically, that's what Harry's father said when he went to Lupin's bachelor party. So they save Sirius and climb away on Buckbeak's back, not before having a tearful goodbye.
It's cruel that I've got to spend so much time with James and Lily and you so little. But know this. The ones that love us never really leave us. And you can always find them. In here.
Oh, come on, Sirius. We already had a cheesy love is in your heart scene in the first movie. We end on a scene with Harry getting on a firebolt, the new fastest broom in the world, obviously sent by Sirius. But how in the H did Sirius Black, the most wanted wizard in the world, manage to get Harry a firebolt? Well, that was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. While it is one of the best Harry Potter movies out there, it is not the best. Which Harry Potter movie is the best? Well, I'm going to review something else next episode. But when I come back, we'll be back on Harry Potter, and we'll take a look at my favorite Harry Potter movie ever. See you there. Please note, under the Copyright Act of 1976, Section 107, all clips in the following video are under fair use because the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, including multiple copies of class review, scholarship, or research, is not infringement of copyright. So let's see here. The following video is a review, so it falls under criticism, and I also make fun of the movies that I review, so that would also fall under comment. You can also say that I teach people about these movies, and it explains in great detail why they should not see them. So that also falls under scholarship. So that's 4 points right there that falls under fair use. Section 107 also states, in determining whether the use made of a work in any particular case is fair use, the factors to be considered shall include 1. The purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of a commercial nature or is for non-profit educational purposes. Well, I'm certainly not making any money off of this, so I'm safe there. 2. The nature of the copyrighted work. See the first few seconds of the video if you're still concerned about that. 3. The amount of substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. I do use lots of clips from several sources, but most of the time I'm talking over them, so you can't even hear the actual source, just me talking. 4. The effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. Look, it's a 15 to 20 minute review of an hour and a half to 2 hour movie, so there are so many things that I'm not even including. Well, that's my big copyright notice. I'm going to start putting these at the beginning of all my videos, so you can just skip them if you want. But I'll be putting these in front of my videos for a while so the big movie and TV corporations can stay out of my hair for a while. That's why I'm looking at you, Fox. Thank you for watching this copyright notice video, and please enjoy the review. And never forget, freedom and equality for all in the United States of America.